Hello everybody, good evening, and thank you for joining me here today, Rachel. Today I would like to give a brief overview on what is radon and what are some of the health detriments of radon and what we can do to better protect ourselves from these detrimental effects. So first off, what is radon? Have you ever heard of radon before, Rachel?
A little bit.
Okay, well, let me give you an overview and see if I can fill in some gaps. So radon is a naturally occurring element. It's one of the noble gases, and it is formed from the decomposition of uranium in the soil, as you can see by my graphic here. Then radon will slowly move through the soil and generally will end up in our homes or in the groundwater that feeds into many homes. So homes with a finished basement are generally places that radon can be found to accumulate. Radon is a single molecule gas, which means it'll pass through materials, namely concrete, more easily than would, say, oxygen, which is generally two molecules bound together. So the concrete foundations of homes, especially if they have cracks, vents, drains, windows, any kind of opening that compromises the structural integrity of the home, will be more susceptible to radon leakage. Once radon enters the home, especially in, as I said, basements that are finished, these basements, if they are particularly not well ventilated, they will accumulate levels of radon. One point, I did mention that radon can also come in through the groundwater into the home, but it's far more dangerous if it's inhaled in because it can have a much more detrimental effects on the lungs than it can on, say, the stomach. So what are the health risks of radon? Extended exposure to elevated levels of radon have been linked to a higher rate of lung cancer in many people. Radon has actually been found to be the second highest or the second most prevalent source of lung cancer after smoking, and it's the first most prevalent source amongst non-smokers, right next to secondhand smoke. Lung cancer, should be noted that even though it is treatable, it is actually one of the more fatal types of cancer, with treatment rates only having a 15 to 20% success rate. So, according to the EPA, we have some national guidelines for what safe and acceptable levels of radon are, and the World Health Organization also has their own levels. Now, we see right here the term recommended action level. This is the level at which, if you reach this point in radon saturation, you need to take immediate action to reduce those levels and create a more healthy environment. Radon is leveled in a unit called picocuries per liter of air. The EPA recommends that anything measured in your home over 4 liters has the potential for serious health consequences and should be addressed as soon as possible. The World Health Organization recommends a level no greater than 2.7 picocuries per liter. If you have a level between 2 and 4 picocuries, it's something that should be addressed, but it's not going to be as detrimental. And even though the EPA has stated that there is no safe level of radon exposure, anything less than 2.0 picocuries is an acceptable level of exposure that hasn't been tied too severely to the rates of lung cancer. So, how do we test our homes for radon? First and foremost, you should contact your state's radon office as provided by the Department of Public Health, and they will give you more information on how to go about getting a testing kit, who to contact as far as testing if you're wanting a little bit more in-depth testing and such. Then you have 3 simple steps to follow. The first is to order your radon testing kit. Most testing kits are inexpensive and they're very simple and easy to use. They come with a list of instructions as far as how to activate your test, how long to leave it exposed to your environment, and what to do with your test when the recommended time has elapsed. So that's your second step, is to do the test, follow the instructions, and send it back. If your home has acceptable levels, that's great, but you should still test your home every couple of years, because radon levels can change depending on multiple factors, such as ground disturbances in the area, the further decompetition of materials in the earth, and such. And then the third is fix your problem. If you have unsafe levels of radon, as we mentioned earlier, the 4.0 picocuries or above, then you should take steps to fix that problem in your home. It should be noted also that, especially for people who are going out to buy a new house or look at potentially buying a home, one thing that they can and should do, either ask the realtor or the potential sellers, is when the last time a radon test was performed and what that test came back as. If one hasn't been done, then some realtors have been known to help you swing a little bit better of a deal, so that your expense in performing the radon test doesn't come out of what you'll eventually pay in the house. So for fixing the problem, one of the best ways to fix the problem is to hire a professional to come in and perform the repair for you, but it is also fairly simple to set up one of these ventilation systems in order to reduce the amount of radon in your home. So this graphic here is depicting one of the most common ways that radon is addressed in the home. What you'll do is, in your most affected area or your lowest habitable level of your home, you'll drill a hole that goes into the ground, and then you'll basically put a pipe into the ground and seal that pipe off, and then you extend the pipe till it goes to the exterior of your house, at which point you'll have a ventilation, which will then hook to another pipe that will go out above your roof, so that once the fan has been activated, it's expelling the radon in a safe way and away from anyone who might potentially become exposed to radon otherwise. So what this system does is it creates a negative pressure system, or a vacuum, basically, that helps to draw the radon out of the ground, up the pipe, and then out into the atmosphere. As far as state sources for help, this is the website for the Utah Radon Services, as provided by the Department of Public Health. This is their phone number, and their office hours are from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. That phone number can be reached at any time. Or if you get on this website, you can browse any information and updates that they have on radon levels in the state, what you can do to protect your home, how should you go about doing testing, all sorts of fun information. And it also gives their office location in Draper, Utah, if you decide you want to go by and visit them. The Environmental Protection Agency also has a great deal of information that can help you to find testers and find certified, for lack of a better word, repairmen who can come in and help you address this radon problem in your home. And these are my references that I use as information and photographic sources. Thank you.